Good morning. Buenos dias. Please rise as you are able to join us with the choir in singing hymn number 153 in the gray hymnal called "O Woke Up This Morning." My name is Lori Douglas, and I am your worship associate for this morning from the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and for those who cannot see me today, I'm about 5'6". I have wispy whitish hair and beigey skin, and I'm wearing white pants and an orange and green and something tropical kind of shirt. We begin our service each week by singing an invitation to gather together, even as we are scattered in many different places, whether virtual or live. This service is being broadcast live on YouTube and will be available as a recording on the UUFCC YouTube channel after the service. Your patience will be appreciated as it takes a couple minutes to shut that down. All right, I'd like to remind you of a couple items that will allow us to enjoy our time together a bit more fully. This is a good time to put your phones on meditation mode. For those with us virtually, you may wish to have a chalice or a candle available for chalice lighting ritual at home. Today, I express my gratitude for those dedicated people who make this service possible. Corey and Doug in the back, yay, with technology. The building and grounds team, the decorating and cleaning folks, and all others who make this physical space a joy to behold. To our membership committee and their team of greeters. We also honor Ryan and Janet and the choir for their musical contributions. To Mary Jane and Sandy and Laura A. and the Worship Associate Committee for their behind-the-scenes assistance. To those who are taking their turn today to care for us by making coffee, goodies, and clean up after the service. Thank you. Our welcome greeting today is by Reverend Gretchen Haley, longing for something more. Every little thing that breaks your heart is welcome here. We'll make a space for it, give it its due time, and praise for the wanting that it represents. The longing for something more, some healing and hope that remains not yet. We promise no magic, no making it all better, but offer this circle of trust, this human community. This human community that remembers, though imperfectly, that sings and prays, though sometimes awkwardly. This gathering that loves, not yet enough. We're still practicing. After all, we're still learning, still in need of help and partners, still becoming able to receive all this beauty and all these gifts we each bring. Come, let us worship together. If you are new here, please stand or wave as you are able and state your first names, where you're from, so that we may welcome you. Hi. Hello.
Hi, my name's Rhonda. I'm in Bainbridge in Port Charlotte.
Great. Welcome, Rhonda. Anyone else? Yes. Those who've been away for a while and have just come back, come on. Up. Hey. Welcome back. Yay.
We're happy to be back.
Yay. Anyone else? Okay. Looking good. If you are new at home, we can wave to you too. And if you'd like to learn more about our fellowship, please contact Mary Jane, either in the office or by email. She's sitting back there too. Hi, Mary Jane. Here you go. Or visit our website at uufcc.org. And wherever you are, we're glad you chose to be with us this morning. Today, our speaker is our very own member, Ted Zawistowski. All right. Yes. Yay, Ted. That's just the warm-up. Now I have our chalice lighting, and we will open this sacred space by turning our attention to the chalice through words by Erica Hewitt, Minister of Worship Arts for the Unitarian Universalist Association. This was inspired by Elizabeth Nugent's chapter out of our work for social justice in the Unitarian Universalist Pocket Guide, which can be found in the library, I do believe. So, here we go. As you view this chalice, the symbol of our faith, let these words seep in. To be a Unitarian Universalist means we'll never be done with the work of telling the truth about oppression, the work of resisting any laws, policies, or practices that deny anyone their humanity, the work of stubbornly seeking out the spark of the divine in each other, no matter what, and the work of creating heaven on earth. To be a Unitarian Universalist also means we're not alone in this work. We're not alone because of our promises to love one another. We're not alone because we are companions on the journey. We grow ourselves into allies, help one another get free, because none of us is truly free until we are all free. Now, while Robert will light our chalice here in the sanctuary, and those of you at home will light your chalices, please join me in reciting our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our aspiration, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. Ryan will now have our prelude. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. That was delightful. Our opening words today are by Libby Stoddard, retired minister emerita of First Universalist Society of Central Square, New York. We have come into this room of hope, where our hearts and our minds are open to the future. We have come into this room of justice, where we set aside our fear to name freely every oppression. We have come into this room with love, where we know that no lives are insignificant. We have come into this room of song, where we unite our voices in the somber and the beautiful melodies of life. Please stand as you are able and join us in this powerful hymn. Number 149 of the Gray Hymnal, Lift Every Voice and Sing. We have a long tradition at UUFCC of sharing our joys, sorrows, and life milestones by entering them into the Book of Life, which is found in the back of Sanctuary and is being transported up by There we go. Thank you, Beverly. Those at home are welcome to email your entries to the Book of Life at uufcc.org. Messages should be sent, thank you, no later than Saturday prior to the service. All entries will be read by the worship associate on Sunday morning. After that, emailed messages will be entered into the actual read book. On this Sunday of the month, in the spirit of respectful witness, we invite you to share a brief glimpse of the joys and sorrows of your life. Each stone is a milestone that we're going to be putting in over there. Embraced by the great pool of life, each falls in reverence, stone piling upon stone, creating an altar of sorrows and joys. The compassion of this congregation falls as softly as stones through the water, surrounding our loved ones and friends in its quiet embrace. As you come forward to drop the stone, hello. As you come forward to drop the stone in the water, tell us your name and what major changes are shaping you on your path. Feel free to come up this way. In the meantime, all you brave folks that are walking forward, you can also put in a stone for a silent wish too. From the book today, we have prayers for the family of Louise Daniels, member of UU Fellowship of Ohio. She passed away last week at the age of 99. Her funeral is today at the fellowship. Ryan R. Warm's greeting and goodbye to Kim, a great singer and friend, Jim Boyle. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So I'm Kim, and some of you know me. I have been coming here since 2015 when I decided to snowbird from New Hampshire, and thought I would just pop in on a Sunday morning because I was active in my fellowship up there, and I'll just sit in the back and I'll get my little fix on the Sunday and then I'll leave. Well, the choir was standing up here singing, and so that was it. And then so I've been singing in the choir ever since, but only come down here for about 4 months, January to April. I have made the hard decision of giving up my home down here and not snowbirding anymore permanently, being up in New Hampshire. So this is my last kind of little time with all of you. I have enjoyed every moment of my little part and piece here in this fellowship, and I wish you all well going forward. Talk about changes and having to adapt, and that's what life definitely throws our way every once in a while, and I'm looking forward to the next door opening as this one closes. But good luck to all of you.
Good morning, I'm Patrick. I'm in my heart, there's a dear friend in Pittsburgh, Sandy. She was in a car accident around Mother's Day, so she's been in a wheelchair most of her life with spina bifida. I went up and helped her for 2 weeks, even transferring her from her wheelchair to the bed. And hopefully she did go, but she's been approved for attendance every day. Has them in the morning to get her up, but nobody's coming in the evening much other than her niece, who's her attendant twice a week. So she's developed a horrible pressure area on her leg. Oh. I told her I don't want to see the video because she sent it. My niece is very active up there helping her, so please. And she's always, her whole life, helped keep people out of nursing homes. So I know that is her fear for herself, to be institutionalized. So she's a dynamic, my soul sister, so please keep her in your hearts. Thank you.
I'm Joanne, and I've had been going through some real problems with my heart and trying to keep it beating at the right speed. So I just want you all to keep wishing me well. I'm going up for an ablation in November and hope that will work. Thank you.
I'm Guillermo Vincenti. I need to talk to you. Maybe I should have talked to you a few months back. I'm here because a few weeks back, maybe months, I forgot. I had a little accident, and I went to the other side for few moments, few hours, and I want to thank particularly my wife and all the people that were that find out and come to support me, because I couldn't do it at the time because I tell you, I didn't see no light. As a matter of fact, I don't remember a damn thing. There is no light out there, at least for some people like me. Glad to see all of you.
Wow. Those stones represent the joys and sorrows also that remain unspoken but are held in our hearts. May we also hold one another in love and tenderness so that this fellowship may be, as it already is, a source of strength and comfort and courage and hope in the days and weeks ahead. Now, we'll take a moment of silence, and we're going to follow this by our choir anthem, Eili, Eili, in recognition of the Jewish Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. This song was set to music in 1945 by Israeli composer David Zehevi. It is based upon a poem in Hebrew written in 1942 by Hungarian Jewish World War II resistance fighter Hannah Zenz. So, a moment of silence, please. We welcome the choir.
God.
Thank you, Herb, for sharing your gifts again, and everyone else. Our speaker today is Ted Zawistowski, our interim Social Justice Committee chair. Ted's education included intensive study in theology, sociology, and psychology. Ted has devoted his life to serving in various capacities as a pastor, as an educator, a counselor, a nonprofit leader, an author, a translator, a spouse, and a father. We are privileged to have Ted in our fellowship with us today. Please join us.
Good morning. An old drawing depicts a wealthy man riding in a horse-drawn carriage, looking down at a beggar lying by the side of the road. The beggar looks up at the rich man. The caption reads, "There but for the grace of God go I." Is it the rich man or the beggar who is thinking that? Or perhaps both? Is social justice or injustice just a whim of fate? In his Gettysburg Address, Abraham Lincoln speaks of the proposition that all men are created equal. His closing words were that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Clearly, a statement of an ideal. Was Lincoln a realist or naive? For the anniversary of Lincoln's most famous address, the Lincoln Presidential Library Foundation proposed that volunteers should write a reply limited to the same number of words, 272. Over 1,000 submitted their drafts. A decade later, I came across the published book of Gettysburg Replies and was moved to write one too, as follows. Quote, "Some people cast a long shadow, others cast a beam of light. We may find ourselves in awe of those who loom so uncommonly large. Others fill us with hope and inspire us to walk tall ourselves, to grow, and to do better, not only for ourselves, but for and with our fellow human beings together. When we say the first words of our Constitution, we the people, we include not only those whom we respect, honor, or look up to, but also all those we usually forget, disregard, or look upon questioningly. When we repeat the words, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal. We do not mean in talent, ability, ambition, or in all ways altogether, but as human beings, members of our common humanity, to whom due respect must be paid. Human rights are not conferred, but are inborn. Therefore, our government must necessarily be of the people, by the people, and for the people, all inclusively. The responsibility to conduct and to have a good government of benefit to all falls upon each of us. To serve honorably and forthrightly is the duty of all of us. We are citizens, not subjects. What constitutes good government? Is it not one in which all people can safely live reasonably well off, in good health, and with an enriching education. Our principle of we the people does not reach only to our nation's border, but to all mankind. Just as Lincoln said that we cannot live in a country half slave and half free, we cannot live peacefully in a world half slave and half free. That's the end of what I wrote. Clearly, what I wrote is hopelessly idealistic. We will never realize all that it says. But does that make idealism naive? A few days ago, representatives of the Coalition of Immokalee Workers visited us and told us of some of its achievements, how poorly educated immigrant farm laborers, most of whom speak no English, coalesced into a movement that has brought 14 major American corporations to the table to negotiate better working conditions, recognition of human rights, and protection from abuse. When they first started, the prospects looked hopelessly dim, naive. Their voices would have to reach from the produce fields at the bottom of the supply chain all the way to the corporate offices at the top. All they had was a spirit of determination and a belief in their slogan: dignity, dialogue, and fair wage. They had to learn the discipline of nonviolent, peaceful protest. They had to find friends so different from themselves to stand with them, to march with them, to be seen with them. Their motto, Si podemos, yes we can. And they have done the hopelessly impossible. Now they are acknowledged and honored at the White House, at the United Nations, across the Americas, and around the world. Their co-founder, Lucas Benitez, has received the Wallenberg Award from the University of Michigan. We have heard that Nelly Rodriguez, who speaks no English, has similarly been honored for her many years of working for the benefit of farm workers. The Wallenberg Award is named after Raoul Wallenberg, a Michigan University graduate, a Swedish diplomat, who during World War II went into wartime Hungary to give visas to thousands of Jews, hoping to escape to neutral Sweden. In addition to being one of the earliest farm worker leaders in the Fair Food movement, Benitez played a critical role in the investigation of several human trafficking and slave labor cases, helping to free over 700 farm workers from trafficking and slavery in one case alone. For his work with the Coalition of Immokalee Workers, Benitez has been called one of the most visible farm workers in the United States. Farm workers, fishing boat laborers, and other working poor worldwide see them as models and an inspiration. They are turned to for help and guidance. Some will remember when Coalition of Immokalee field workers' hands marched from Immokalee through Charlotte County years ago. We helped welcome them. We housed many right here in this sanctuary. They slept here. They ate breakfast here. Some people offered their homes so workers could go there and take a shower. The Bread of Life provided a wonderful meal in Punta Gorda. Many were surprised here when we poured more warm water with Epsom salts over their aching feet. Apparently, that reminded them of Jesus. Some of us joined them later in Lakeland at the public company headquarters, where they were ignored. The Coalition of Immokalee Workers and Fair Food Alliance have achieved considerable improvements, not just in their own lives, in their little community. They have reached out to improve the lives of many other people too, up and down the U.S. East Coast, across America, into Mexico, the Union of South Africa, Chile and South America, and even England, where seamen aboard fishing vessels suffer conditions similar to those that existed in Immokalee. We are organizing a trip to Immokalee on September 28th. We will take a placard with a letter of respect to present there, and if you haven't signed it, you can do so today yet. Come visit the Coalition of Immokalee Workers building, the new museum they have, the legal aid office, the food pantry, the lot from which field hands are loaded onto buses. Come see humble people who look ordinary and unremarkable, lacking in the trappings of wealth. But they are not ordinary. They are remarkable. They have earned respect. When you see them, will you see them as naively idealistic? 30 years ago, from the midst of hot fields where they once stood alone, abused, disrespected, and unknown, they raised their voices. A dream, a hope, dignity, dialogue, and fair wages. And with the determination, yes, we can. And now the world is listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you once again for opening our eyes to places that we want to see and want to experience. In our tradition, congregations exist because of the generous support of members and friends. It is our privilege and our responsibility to ensure the health and future of this fellowship. To this end, your offerings support the ministry of this fellowship, whether by pledge or donation, and may be offered online. You can drop the donation in the baskets, mail checks to the office, drop them in our mailbox. We are also equipped to accept donations through the Venmo app. Payments there can be made to UUFCC offering. Your generosity is always appreciated. If you're with us for the first time, don't worry about giving anything. Your presence is our gift. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you, Ryan. I think you carried us off into another land there for a while. Now is the time to highlight UUFCC's special events and activities. Please remember to check your weekly updates, your UUFCC updates. And if you don't get them, please let us know. Fill out the form. Let Mary Jane know. Others know. There's a lot of goodies in there, including a calendar and links for activities and so forth. Also, make sure, please check out our continuously updated website, which is a double Laura investment there. Laura A and Laura L do a great job on that website, and you can find some great things there. From history to future, all the way there. All right. Today I have some announcements. We have several announcements. Okay. Let's see. Oh, one I forgot from earlier. Roxanne is now in Port Charlotte rehab and would still like visitors. So, other announcements. There is a workshop coming up through UUA. They have workshops all the time. If you haven't seen them, look at the updates and you can link on to UUA and see all the workshops that are available. This particular one is called Threats from Within, Care from Within. It's on Saturday, October 21st. And it's about how to anticipate and plan and respond for threats and concerns from the outside community. We've already seen how NAACP has changed what they're doing in response. We've had PFLAG having different discussions and offering trainings about how to respond to particular threatening things. This is also to understand what's happening to our congregations as an outgrowth of our core commitment to the inherent worth and dignity for every person. When authoritarian political leaders seek to dehumanize people, we show up. And we need to continue to show up. And sometimes that's scary. But we can do this. We can do this together. We can develop strategies for community safety in our congregations at the workshop, helping find safer places for everyone, especially people with marginalized and or targeted identities who may feel under attack. So if you're up for that, it's October 21st. It's a sliding fee scale, and they encourage teams to come from congregations. All right. Our next announcement is this is our last Sunday for this gorgeous member exhibit here. So take some time afterwards and check it out because it's going bye-bye this Friday. And remember, 30% of all sales go to UU. Thanks to our all of our participants that have contributed these wonderful items. Our next feature will be the Artisans Atelier from Punta Gorda. Another announcement. Today, our lunch bunch is going to Plaza Mexico on US 41 by Dan's Fans. And next week, we're having a potluck. So bring a dish. Think about that. What kind of cool dish you want to bring. Now, our final announcement here, I think. Final announcement is today is Kim's last day, as we've heard, with us here in Florida before she moves back home. Kim has been an important part of our choir and our congregation, and we will miss you. All are invited to join Kim and others at Lunch Bunch today. All right, now, Janet, could you come up here for just a second? And Kim, will you join us up here, please? Thank you.
I'm hardly ever here, folks. But you know what? Even though I am hardly ever here, it's always so welcoming when I am, and that's this is the wonderful feeling to come down from New Hampshire and there's a home here. I love welcoming people. Thank you, Jen.
You may be hardly here, but your impact is here, and it is great.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, please stand as you are able and join our community in singing number 121 of the Gray Hymnal, We'll Build a Land. Thank you. Our closing words are by About the Work by Andrea Hawkins Camper. May we see all as it is, and may we all be as we see it. May we be the ones to make it as it should be. For if not us, who? If not how, now, when? This is answering the cry of justice with the work of peace. This is redeeming the pain of history with the grace of wisdom. This is the work we're called to do. This is the call we answer now. To be the barrier and the bridge. To be the living embodiment of our principles. To be about the work of building the beloved community. To be a people of intention and a people of conscience. Now we will extinguish this chalice, or the ones at home, but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. Are you ready? We're going to do one more. Love will guide us, and it'll guide us all the way. Here we go. After this, please wake up your phones, join us our social time and coffee and snacks in the back. And you can sign up on the bulletin board. Okay. Love will guide us, number 131. Oh, yes, thank you, the chalice. Okay, number 131 in your gray hymnals. Yay. Please join us in the social hall or outside. It's getting nicer out there, too. Wow.